Let me just share my slides. All right, I hope you can see it clearly. Wendy, can you see it properly?
Yes, clear.
Okay. So this is introduction. Actually, thank you also. I think Datuk Jevan and the team at Live came up with this idea for the topic, for the title. It's Mangroves, Our Precious National Heritage. Although it is, we are highlighting the national status of mangrove. But if you look at that globe on your right, on your screen now, it's actually impacting the globe. Yeah. So Datuk Wendy did mention about ice melting, glaciers melting. Yeah? Datuk Jevan mentioned about, Mr. Don also highlighted it's getting warmer and warmer. Even I'm with full blast fan and air condition also, I can still sweat. I think all of you are facing the same issue here in Malaysia. One day, very strong rain, and then suddenly a few hours later, suddenly very hot weather. So it could be a normal pattern in the tropics. We are living in the tropical belt now. But if you compare it during maybe 20, 30 years ago, it wasn't this hot. And then it's not just our emotion, our feeling, it's actually recorded scientifically that the temperature has risen. Okay. So, briefly, I'm pretty sure many of you, being a Malaysian, many of you actually live within coastal area in Malaysia. You are fairly familiar with mangrove. Yeah? I know that Datuk Javan is from Muar. So, he's very familiar growing up in Parit Jawa. Of course, growing up eating seafood. And you might wonder where this seafood come from. So it's actually coming from the mangrove on the coast near your villages. And but then not all of us actually realize mangrove. So I like to start this lecture, perhaps bear with me, with this analogy. I'm pretty sure that Wendy knows this guy. I'm pretty sure that Javan also knows this guy. I grew up watching this guy on TV. But then you see, like Clark Kent, right? People don't really care about him being a reporter, or being a person. People don't really give much attention to him. So people care less about him. But then when he turns into his alter ego, being Superman, suddenly we realize, hey, this guy is actually important. So whenever the communities in New York, in that movie, were in distress, when they were facing a lot of disasters, for example, or maybe disturbances, be it natural disturbance or man-made catastrophe caused by Lex Luthor. So people were waiting. People expect to see Superman to come to rescue them. So this is the analogy that we have about mangrove. People don't care about them because they don't know the importance of mangrove, of how valuable mangroves are. It's similar to Superman. Superman, why people need Superman? Because the sense of security, the sense of safety that Superman brings with him. So people ask for help and then Superman comes. So this is the scream for help actually, for us to understand mangrove, because mangroves are there. I mean, Dr. Jevan did mention they quiet. By being quiet, they are actually providing a lot of services to us. But then again, like I mentioned to you, Superman is a movie. It's it's not myth, it's fictional, if you like. It's a fiction presented in a movie, in a comic. But then the enemy that we are facing today, just as highlighted by our prominent Dato Wendy and Dato Jivan, are real. These are real. This is a simple animation to show to you all the issues, all the climatic issues, weather issues, planetary issues that we are facing. And there are chain reaction, meaning when the atmosphere becomes heat up, it is heat up. So the whole chain reaction will happen, yeah? Meaning glaciers melt, and then it increases the amount of water flowing into the ocean, and then that causes sea level to rise, yeah? And other issues as well, yeah? But then we don't have Superman. We don't have Superman to come to rescue us, yeah? But what we have, yeah, are green plants. Why do I say green plants? Because temperature, yeah, our atmosphere has become heated, yeah, because of the increase of the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. You may remember during school time, in your science class, we did that experiment to measure the amount of oxygen in atmosphere, where we use candles and a glass of water, yeah, and then we cover that experiment, and then when the lights out, yeah, when the light got, when the fire was out, suddenly the water increased, yeah, by 20%. So that's how we measure the amount of oxygen in atmosphere. And then larger chunk of the atmosphere, 78% and more actually, consists of nitrogen, and then the other 1 to 2% are actually um, uh, gases, yeah, greenhouse gases, and that includes carbon dioxide. And not just carbon dioxide, it actually includes also, yeah, methane, yeah, it also includes water vapor. So imagine within that 1 to 2%, it's actually smaller percentage where carbon dioxide content within the atmosphere. And imagine the slight increase of carbon dioxide has caused all of that chain reaction just now. And then, of course, this was accelerated. Yeah, the amount of carbon dioxide being exposed into the atmosphere were accelerated during the Industrial Revolution. That was in 1700s. So imagine whatever we are facing now is actually the impact of us, yeah, exposing carbon dioxide into the atmosphere since hundreds and thousands years ago, but it was accumulated or accelerated, yeah, very rapidly in the past 300 to 400 years ago, yeah. And then whatever we are doing today is actually to fix the past emission. Imagine, we have to fix that past emission, but at the same time we have to work harder, yeah, to control whatever we are exposing now, whatever we are releasing now. So there you go. It's a very hard job, very important role that we have to play, yeah, to fix the past and manage the current, yeah, for the benefit of our future generations. Yeah. So one way to do this, yeah, is to allow for carbon dioxide in the atmosphere to be controlled, to be maintained. And as you know, we breathe oxygen. So what organisms on Earth, yeah, which organism on Earth absorbs carbon dioxide? So I don't know whether you are allowed to speak, but let me say it for you lah. It's green plants, because green plants, have chlorophyll, where they require carbon dioxide, sunlight, water, to grow, for their photosynthesis. But then, of all green plants in the world, there are a group of plants that can do that better. And then not just plants, these mangrove plants, actually co-work with other organisms living in that particular habitat. All right. So how plants how plants use carbon dioxide is by absorbing them, and then make food for themselves. Like I think many of you have already had dinner. So we eat whatever we like to eat. Humans, we can eat anything, right? But for plants, to grow, they cannot eat chicken rice. They cannot eat satay. So what they do, they make food for themselves by going through photosynthesis process. So they absorb carbon dioxide, like I mentioned just now. They need sunlight, to do that process. So they grow. They grow from being a small trees, a baby tree, to become adult tree. Yeah? So while doing that, they absorb a huge amount of carbon dioxide. Yeah? So all this while, a long time ago, the whole planet was balanced, yeah, because we have sufficient number of trees to absorb that and to release oxygen, and then for human and animal consumption, and then these animal and humans, we reproduce carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. So the cycle is balanced, yeah. Yeah, so this is a simple arithmetic actually. Like if you have this balance and then you take out one part of the equation, you take out all the trees. Yeah, as simple as that. You take out all the trees, then it will be imbalance. Then we need to put this back into the formula. Yeah, we need to put this back. Yeah, but then of course we need area. So this is the challenge. But then I will explain first why mangrove trees, yeah, I mean, do this better. So in normal forest, in forest on land, they live on land. They live in a relaxed environment, I would say. So they breathe in and then they get enough oxygen, enough nutrient from the soil. But in mangrove, that doesn't happen. So that's why there are tides coming in and out every day. So they have to work very hard. So by working very hard, they become very productive. So how do we measure mangrove trees being productive is by the amount of absorption of carbon dioxide, as well as the amount of carbon dioxide they keep, carbon they keep in their body, as well as in the soil. So this is how I explain it. This is how to explain to you why mangroves are known as the best carbon sequester in the world. So normal trees is similar with normal trees. When the from green leaf, they turn brown, they turn yellow, and then they turn brown, right? So when they turn brown, the leaf turns brown. The the only chemical existing or occurring in the leaf are total carbon. So they kick back all the other nutrients like calcium, like phosphorus, kalium. They kick back into the tree, leaving just carbon on the leaf. So these leaves, they fall, all right, on in land, right near your garden. Just look outside your window now, you can see leaves on the floor, on the falling on the floor. So you will expect some time for bacteria to come, bacteria and microorganism to feed on this leaf, to turn it into organic matter. So that's why on land, especially in Malaysia, we can throw anything. Like we can throw durian seed, we can throw rambutan seed, we can throw anything. They will grow because of the fertile land, because of the fertility, this organic material. But then in mangrove, that cannot happen. But then still they are very good at storing carbon. How? So when the leaf comes down, drops, animals like leaf, for example, or monkey also eat leaves, or some other animals, and a lot of herbivores around, within the mangrove forest will feed, on these leaves. But then some of them can carry, like crabs, for example. So when the next time you go and visit mangrove forest, look around you. Don't just look at the trees. Don't just look at, feel stressed because of the heat. No, look around you and enjoy the view. And then not just the trees and not just taking selfie, looking at your face. Look also at the animals, all these activities happening on the ground. You will notice there are crabs eating this leaf and taking the leaf into the soil. So imagine, just now on land, they need time, maybe 1 year, maybe 2 years for the whole leaf to dissolve, to become organic matter. But in mangrove, the leaf goes straight into the soil. So imagine total carbon from the tree just now falling down, being fed, or being taken into the soil. So that's how scientists around the world, including here in Malaysia, we discovered that mangrove store the the highest amount of carbon in the soil. In the soil. You see, compared to other habitats and ecosystems, mangrove soil has more carbon than any other habitats. Yeah, not just one or two study. We have like hundreds and maybe thousands by now explaining this. Saying that mangrove, seagrasses, and salt marshes, contain highest amount of carbon. And not just within the tree, within the body. Like us human, we are also made up of carbon. And then, but then trees, on the tree itself, the one we can see, and then in the roots, as well as in the soil. So this is very important knowledge you need to understand, because when we want to restore or protect mangrove, it's not just the trees that grow on, I mean, the one that you can see visible, but also the animals. We must protect the processes happening in the mangrove, as well as the soil. We need to protect all of these to ensure that they play this role properly. And then mangrove is just one type of coastal habitat that we have here in Malaysia. We have other types of coastal or marine wetlands that also require attention. So mangroves are known because maybe, I mean, me and my friends, we have pushed hard enough to tell the world of their importance. But we need also help to protect the other types of habitats and ecosystems, perhaps because we don't have enough expertise in other fields, so we care less. But actually, they may be equally important. So some of my friends are now working hard to quantify the amount of carbon in other types of habitats. But so far, yes, we know the highest is in mangrove forests, in salt marshes, and in seagrass beds. The rest, we know quite a bit, but we have to like work harder to explain this. And then, of course, we cannot just work hard to protect mangrove forests, because mangrove are also connected with other types of coastal habitats, and not just coastal habitats. It's actually, they are actually connected to us living on land as well. All right. So why must we be proud? Why the title of this talk today? I think Dr. Javan, Mr. Jesu came up with this idea, like to highlight to all of you, to all of us here today, of the importance of mangrove as the signature habitat and ecosystem of the tropics. So you look at this map. I'm pretty sure you're very familiar with this map. This is an equatorial line. And then anything between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, this is what we call the equatorial belt, the tropical belt. So look at that green lines. These are where mangrove can be found. Not just mangrove, we can also find coral reef next to each other in many parts of these green lines. But salt marshes you can find elsewhere, meaning you can find them in the tropics as well as outside the tropics. So that's why it is important for us to maintain, to protect mangrove, because this is the signature habitat and ecosystem for the whole tropics. So we must be proud. Hey, being Malaysian, we must know about mangrove, because this is very relevant, very significant to all of us. And not just the tropical forest, mangrove forest, as well as coral reefs. But what I want to highlight in that red circle, is where we can find the highest diversity of mangrove plants. So we can find over 60 to 70 plants here alone. Different types of plants. Maybe not many of you can recognize plants. Even I am not good with terrestrial plants. But for mangrove plants, they are quite obvious. They have characters, they have their description. But we know, so far in this Indo-West Pacific, we have over 70 species. And in Malaysia alone, we have over 50 different species of mangrove plants. These are all keywords to actually assist you when you want to plan restoration later, because it's not just one or two types of plants. There are over 50 different types. So for those of you who travel a lot to the Americas, to the Atlantic East Pacific. So if you notice the world in ecological study, we divide the world into two like this. Here is in the West Pacific, the old world. On the right, is Atlantic East Pacific. So here we can only find 8 to 9 species, of mangrove plants. Imagine the contrast, in between our region and that region. And then you can find the greatest extent of mangrove on this side as well, in Indo-West Pacific. Very huge, large mangrove areas, can be found, where Indonesia alone, is the largest mangrove holding nations in the world. It covers at least 20 to 25% of the whole mangrove in the world can be found in Indonesia. And then second to it in Asia, Malaysia. Malaysia has the second largest mangrove area in Asia, in this region. So this is why it is very important for us to take care of them. So this is the most wordy slide for today. So don't worry. But I already highlighted some of the keywords there in yellow. Just to explain to you what mangroves are. Because some of us understand mangrove as a habitat. We see next to our house, that's a mangrove forest. Hutan bakau in maybe for us Malaysian, we call them hutan bakau, but it's not just the pokok bakau. So in Malay language, in bahasa Malaysia, we use hutan bakau to represent the whole forest. But it can be confusing because it also consists of not just pokok bakau, but also pokok api-api, pokok berembang, pokok perepat, stuff like that. But that's why I prefer to use English, because mangrove is a common term. It doesn't really explain. It doesn't explain specific type of species, but it's a general name to explain the whole habitat and ecosystem. But then using mangrove also, we can actually call a tree mangrove tree, regardless of the species, as mangrove tree, or mangrove forest, collectively. And I interchangeably use mangrove habitat and ecosystem, according to the context of my lecture. But then again, I remember a long time ago, actually, I presented this definition in a presentation in a seminar. I stopped here only, like at this until this ecosystem word, and I got scolded at that time. Hey, come on, mangrove is not just about the plants, right? I mean, a forest. If we define a forest, or if we define a habitat, it should also be. Another component that we must highlight is the animals. And the microorganisms living in the mangrove, because they make up the system also. Like just now when I highlighted, it's not just the plant contributing to absorbing carbon, but it's actually the animals as well, and microorganisms. So they feed, they put the leaf in the soil, they poop, they poop and give back nutrient to the forest as well, right? So that is fertilizer for the trees, for example. So this all explains mangrove. And then mangrove also can be explained, through according to these several keywords. Halophytes, meaning they are salt-loving creatures. They tolerate salt. So they are trees just like normal trees on land. They require a lot of water, they require nutrient, but they don't need the salt. But because living in a coastal area, they have to deal with salty environment. And then in mangrove, live in an anoxic or anaerobic soil. I'm pretty sure many of you may not be familiar with these words, but some of you chemists or some of you maybe environmental scientists in this group may understand that. Meaning the soil, where they live on, has almost zero oxygen. So imagine trees living or growing in a zero oxygen soil. So that's why I said on land, you can throw any seeds, they become tree because they have enough nutrient, they have oxygen, they have enough water in the soil. But in mangrove, you cannot do that, because there's no oxygen. But then how do they survive? I will explain later. So another important characters are tropical and subtropical, intertidal zone, yeah, meaning they live within the tides, yeah, tidal range, and then they usually will be found in sheltered shoreline. You cannot find them on the beach, yeah. They cannot grow in an exposed area. They require sheltered area. And then although they may look very macho, many of you are too scared to go to mangrove because they look so dark, they look so tough, maybe some will think they look scary, but at the same time they are actually very fragile, very manja lah. I would use that word, and very highly threatened. Okay, so this is the explanation, tidal range. Meaning, yeah, so now we learn about increasing sea level. Just now we did mention about that, right? When global warming, ice melting, the amount of water increases, right? So actually, when we want to discuss about mean sea level, we must understand the highest high tide. Every area, every coastal area, and particularly in Malaysia, yeah, we must know our highest high tide. This is the highest range. And then the lowest low tide, meaning every day, twice a day, actually, we can actually monitor and measure where is the extent of the highest high tide. And they change every day. Yeah, when full moon, during spring tide, that is the highest high tide that we have. And then during full moon also, spring tide, that is the lowest low tide that we have. But the next day, the tide may come up to just this level. The next day, just this level. Next day, just this level, right? So it depends. Depends on the tidal cycle. It depends on the moon. It depends on the location of Earth, rotating around the sun. So, but then the average of highest high tide to lowest low tide, that's where we get mean sea level. So this is not just one line. This is actually an average. So you can imagine, when I mention tidal range, I mean sea level. So the worry now is that, because this is the preferable area for mangrove to grow. So if we want to plant mangrove, if we want to rehabilitate mangrove, we need to know where the location is. Yeah, at which point of the tidal range do we want to plant? Yeah, we cannot simply plant everywhere because other places like here, this is terrestrial area, lack of water for mangrove because they require a lot of water, although not salt water. And here they allow other plants to grow. Yeah, they allow mudflats to form. They allow seagrass to grow. They allow coral reef down below to grow. So they prefer this part. Yeah. So that's why it's wrong. If we want to do restoration, we simply plant on mudflat. We simply plant on seagrass. That's actually very bad. Very wrong. Okay. So now when we discuss about sea level rise, we are not just talking about the increase of mean sea level. We are actually discussing about the whole range. The whole range will move upwards. So when your captain say, we are now flying 30,000 feet above the mean sea level, he is actually referring to this. But the same spot, where he flies maybe in another 100 years, the sea level could be here. Or maybe less than that, maybe 150 years or 100 years, less than 100 years, it could increase already. Right? So this is the worry. So when mean sea level is here, meaning the highest high tide should be here, higher than this, terrestrial plants. So this is the dilemma that we have. So when this moves, the whole thing will move. So we need to allow for this area to be conducive for mangrove to grow. But this is a challenge that we have here in this modern era. All right. So this is the typical view lah. Anywhere you go to Parit Jawa, you go to Kuala Sepetang, you go to Perlis in Langkawi also. If you go to Sabah, if you go to Sarawak, you will see this as a typical view for mangroves in Malaysia. But not just this. You can see the different range. Later I will show to you. So the first thing I think that captures your eyes, I think, yeah, I want to ask, but it's so hard to do it online. But yeah, maybe the first view, that the first thing that capture your eyes could be the roots. Yeah? So normal trees on land, yeah, you don't see these roots. These roots are all in the soil, in land, underneath the tree. But in mangrove forest, like I mentioned just now, they don't have oxygen in the soil. So what they do, yeah, these mangrove trees, yeah, when they are growing up, they actually feel suffocated, because how to breathe lah, no oxygen in the soil. So what do we do? So they will send signal, as they are growing up, they send signal to the bottom of the tree, yeah, dude, okay, you make one root here, you make one root here, you make one root here. So what they do is they extend from the stem, they make root on top of the soil. Imagine. So on these roots, yeah, they have like cells, lenticels, to absorb oxygen from the air, not in the soil, but from the air. But then there's a problem, because this is also not just no oxygen. This area also is very muddy, very soft, right? Like for example, like me myself, I'm 60, maybe almost 69 kilogram now. So even I myself, yeah, can I mean, I find myself unstable when I walk in the mangrove. Right? So imagine these trees. Yeah, they are like over 600 kilos, yeah, of weight. So if they grow like tall, yeah, like slender, like straight, like that, like coconut tree, yeah, when they become bigger and bigger, they cannot stabilize themselves. They will tend to fall. So this is not just for breathing and to absorb water. So imagine, the same root absorb oxygen during low tide, and then later, few hours later, 5-6 hours later, the water will come in, right? During high tide. So during high tide, they will absorb the water. Yeah, but then not just absorbing water, they have to filter out salt. Imagine all of this work being done in one day's life of a mangrove forest, of a mangrove tree. Yeah? So the root is not just to stabilize themselves. Yeah, they have to absorb oxygen, they have to absorb water, they have to filter out salt. Yeah. So all of these are being done, yeah, in that small window opportunity. Yeah. So these are some of the other types of roots. So the one you saw just now is this one. Yeah? Only Rhizophora genus, Rhizophora mucronata, Rhizophora apiculata that do this. But other types of mangrove trees, other type of species, they make this. Like for example, in Avicennia, in Malay, api-api or perepat. Yeah. So instead of making like normal roots, they found themselves suffocated again. But they don't want to make roots like Rhizophora. They make snorkel instead. So the cable root actually grow, but then they are suffocated. So they make like snorkel. You go to swim, you go snorkeling, you use that goggle, with the snorkel. So this is exactly the same role, So they breathe, and then they make new root, they make new root, they make new roots, They expand, to stabilize themselves, but at the same time they make that snorkel, or they make this knee root style, and also buttress, to breathe in oxygen and to absorb water. And the dots are actually referring to the lenticel, to filter out. Okay, so this is an example of the video. I don't know. I hope you can see it clearly. But yeah, this is very important, because all of us must understand this. Because pollution, right? When we put in pollution, for example, oil or chemicals or whatever into our river, it will cause these lenticel, to be jeopardized. Yeah, they cannot do the function well. Yeah, sometimes you see a lot of trees die, without explanation. Yeah, because we don't see this process happening. Yeah, we don't see the pollutants getting into the trees, through the roots. Yeah, so we assume, and we do we we like complain a lot of reason, but it's actually some of these are actually caused by us on land. Yeah, we put in a lot of pollutants in the river, especially in ocean also. Yeah, from vessels, from ships, oil. Yeah, pollution go into mangrove forest and it actually kills these. Yeah. Yeah, but then other species, yeah, some species, yeah, like not all species can filter out salt that efficiently. So in other in some species we can see them, yeah, releasing. Yeah, they're sweating like us. Also, human, we go jogging, yeah, we do our exercise, we sweat. So mangrove also, yeah, because they don't need the salt, yeah, they don't need that excessive salt, so they release it, yeah, through the leaves. This photo was taken by my PhD supervisor a long time ago. This is Syria australis in Australia. So you can see the salt crystal. Yeah, you can see that clearly because in Australia they don't have, I mean, heavy rain like us in Malaysia lah. We have heavy rain. So before we even get to the salt, it's already raining, washed away by the rain. But I was a little bit lucky a couple of years back. I went to Langkawi. There's a dry period in Langkawi. You can see it in this Avicennia officinalis tree, yeah, and that is salt. So for Dato' Andy, if you love to cook, yeah, at home, if you find yourself lack of salt, you can go to your nearby mangrove lah. Yeah, but make sure it's a healthy environment lah, because in nowadays, yeah, our rain is very acidic. Yeah, is a very polluted atmosphere. So please do that at your own risk lah. Okay, so another aspect, yeah, another very important component that I would want to highlight to all of you is the reproductive mechanism of mangrove forests. Yeah? So like us, yeah, humans, yeah, I mean, boy meets girl, get married, and then we get babies. And the same with other creatures, yeah, on Earth, animals, plants, they have to reproduce. Reproduction is is actually it's a natural thing to do. So it's the same thing with mangrove forests. But then again, different to other plants on land. Yeah, it's so simple on land because when pollen, yeah, from male flower to female flower, yeah, they meet, yeah, and then they will get pollinated. Yeah, from flower they will become fruits. Yeah, so and then these fruits, yeah, will fall, yeah, on land, yeah, or we come and eat these fruits, and then we throw the seed, and then it will be germinated and grow to become a new tree. But in mangrove, they cannot do that. Yeah? If they do that, yeah, for example, this is a fruit. So if the parent release the fruit, yeah, in the soil, they will never get the chance to grow, to be germinated, to become new trees, yeah? Because tides will come and wash away all of these small fruits. Yeah? The small fruit will never have the chance to be germinated. So what they do, yeah, after evolving in this planet, in this earth for over 70 million years, yeah, so they come up with the solution. They came up with solution. Yeah, I mean, these plants have been on Earth way longer than us, yeah, humans. They have been there 70 to 200 million years. So this evolutionary process, yeah, took millions of years to evolve. So what they did, yeah, in the past 70 to 200 million years, they came up with an idea, yeah, with the process like, hey, we cannot allow our baby to fall as a fruit lah. So what they did, they allow for the babies to grow. Yeah, what you see hanging on mangrove trees are actually baby trees. This is the stem. This is actually this. Yeah, but different species. This is Cereops. Yeah? This is Rhizophora, but almost similar process. Yeah, so they create this. They allow these babies to grow on them. Yeah, to become a new tree. Yeah, so when this cap is open, you can see the first leaf already here inside, and then you can see cells, lenticels, the root cells at the bottom here. So when they are ready, yeah, look at the shape, yeah. So when they are ready, the plants, yeah, the parent tree will release them. So by the time the tides come in, they already take root. Yeah. So they lower, they minimize the risk of the baby to be drifted away and for zero chance of growing to become adult tree. So this is how beautiful nature works, yeah, on how meticulous nature works. And we have to pay attention to all of this, because if we want to understand, if we want to restore, if we want to protect, we need to protect all of this, not just the tree that we see, because the trees will die eventually, and we need to get them ready, yeah, for this baby, yeah, to grow in a healthy environment. Meaning we need healthy soil, we need healthy water, yeah, coming in and out. Yeah, we need healthy support system, yeah, for these seedlings or propagules to grow to become a tree. Yeah. Yeah, so all of this. But then some other species, yeah, like Avicennia, they have very small propagules, very small fruit and baby, yeah. So they can be drifted actually. Some of these, like Soneraceae also, yeah. In fact, some Rhizophora actually float, yeah. They can actually be drifted away. Yeah. And then when they find a suitable area within that tidal range, a nice soil or sediment that feed or suitable for them, they can actually grow. Yeah, but it will take time, yeah, for this area, this soil to be suitable for them. Otherwise, they will be drifted way and way further away, and it may not be suitable anymore. Yeah. So this is another interesting scenario happening to me and my team a couple of years ago. I was about to go to other side across this channel, but then I came across this new island, yeah, being formed. Yeah, this is my boat actually. This is a boat I was riding, and then the boatman say, "Hey, look at this area," but he say he cannot stop here because it's too deep. So I had to like walk from there, walk to get to the first tree on this corner. So I got excited. So we postponed the work on the other plot. We started working. I tried to like measure and calculate all these trees. Yeah. Couple of hours later, suddenly I could hear my boatman's voice. And he's already here. Just now he was here, right? He was here. And I haven't even done, calculating or measuring all of these trees. And I didn't even notice that the water has already coming in, yeah? Imagine. And then several hours later, yeah, the whole area, the whole new island that we discovered were already inundated. And our boatman came to pick us up, and then I went out of this mangrove forest. So imagine within a few hours, yeah, I cannot be in that area anymore to work and to calculate the trees and measure the trees. So imagine every day, yeah, this habitat, yeah, all the animals, all the plants living in this habitat, they have to face this every day. The same with coastal communities also. They have to see tides coming in and out every day. But if you notice, yeah, long time ago, of course, that kampong, that houses were built further away, yeah, from the highest high tide. But what happens now? You go to nearby coastal area and you see a lot of kampong being flooded like almost every month now. So meaning, why? Meaning there are changes in tidal range. Yeah? Meaning the tide has come up. I mean, this month and last month, yeah, in Kedah, in Perlis, in Selangor also, yeah, the high tide has becoming higher, right? The jetty is being inundated now, being flooded, and it's getting more and more frequent now, right? So I don't understand if you don't believe that sea level has risen, yeah, has risen. So this is the thing that we have to be prepared. We have to prepare ourselves. So especially not just as local citizens, but for those of you who are in power to make decision, right? These are basic processes happening on our coastline, and we have to do something about it. Yeah. All right. So mangrove can make an island. Yeah, this drone photo is not high enough, so it's actually a small channel there. So they can make an island. Yeah, they can grow like a forest, like normal forest, But with the with difference is that after a few hours there will be water coming in and out, right? So you can enjoy walking in mangrove, but then be prepared, yeah, to get wet when it's high tide, yeah. So I wonder, for a long time, I wonder why must they, you know, why must they do this? Why must they grow on coastal areas? They can actually grow on land, right? And behave uh, like other trees, like your durian tree, like your rambutan tree. They can just grow on land, but somehow they chose. They took the challenge, of growing on the coast. But in the end, after I mean not the end yet. After like halfway through my academic years, my job as a scientist, as a mangrove ecologist, I came to an early conclusion, yeah, saying that mangroves, mangrove trees are doing this, yeah. They are actually sacrificing themselves. They just want to do good, yeah, for all of us humans, yeah, living in a coastal area, and then as well as to protect the land, yeah. Otherwise, they can choose to grow elsewhere, but somehow they end up, yeah, growing, dominating this area. Yeah, maybe they feel good because they cannot compete with thousands, hundreds and thousands of species on land. So why not live on a coastal area and be outstanding and remarkable, right? So this is an early conclusion that I can give at the moment, that they are there to protect all of us. Yeah. So not just that tsunami that happened 20 years ago, yeah, in Indian Ocean, if you remember, there's an earthquake, yeah, in Aceh. But then that earthquake, underwater earthquake, caused this whole region, to be affected by tsunami. So people in Sri Lanka, in India also, right? And then some say here near African coast also actually can felt, yeah, the tsunami, yeah. All right. And then yep, I saw Datuk Javan's message. Yes, thank you for the notes. And then yes, all of us here in Peninsula Malaysia also felt, yeah, the tsunami happened. And imagine that day, yeah, 260,000 lives were taken, yeah. So but then they notice also because there's no more mangrove, in area where human died that day. But of course in Aceh, because the intensity of the earthquake and the tsunami was too big, yeah, I don't think any mangrove can protect them. In fact, all the mangroves in Aceh also died off, due to that super strong wave. Yeah. Okay, but the point is, I want to highlight. So now you remember that map earlier, right? The map with green lines. I want all of you to visualize that map and then overlay it on this map. So you remember, in tropical belt, yeah, we don't just have mangrove, but we also have to face all of these disasters. These are all tropical storms, yeah, cyclones, hurricanes, typhoons, yeah. And next month, yeah, we will face monsoon, yeah, in East Coast of Peninsula Malaysia, for example. Yeah, this is these are the things happening in the tropics. That's why it's tropical storm. Yeah, because you can face that in the tropics. You don't get storms, yeah, tropical storms in other areas, yeah, up north. They may have other natural disasters, yeah, but in here we have the tropical storms to face. And how beautiful that is, right? Tropical storms, and then you have mangroves growing on the belt, yeah, on the coast. So that is the balance again. Yeah, the key G's of my lecture here today is to highlight to all of you all of this balance, that we must understand, that we must care for. So look at India, for example, right? They face maybe now 11 to 12 or 13 storms a year. Yeah. And then in India also you can find the largest, single mangrove piece in the world. The largest. Yeah, in Matang Mangrove we have 40,000 hectares. Here they have 140,000 hectares. One piece of mangrove. Yeah. In the border of India and Bangladesh. And this is what is known as Sundarbans mangrove. You can read about Sundarban, maybe you can read about Indian Sundarbans or Bangladesh Sundarbans, because the larger portion is in Bangladesh. So in India, for example, yeah, Indian Bangladesh, Indian Sundarbans, yeah, you see, so they face 11 to 12 to 13 typhoons a year, and they have the largest mangrove piece in the world. So that's a strong connection. I don't know if you still cannot see the link, but I see it very clearly. Yeah, nature has given us this, yeah, to protect ourselves, so we don't damage this area for our own benefit and then face the consequences later. No, that's not the right way to do. Yeah. So we must appreciate what we have here, yeah, for our own protection. And imagine, this huge area, yeah, when you protect this huge area of mangrove forest, you're not actually protecting yourself. You're not protecting your kampong, yeah, your village, yeah, human lives. No, you are actually providing habitat, yeah, for huge apex predator, huge animal, huge carnivore, like the Royal Bengal tiger. Imagine, this is the Indian portion of the Sundarbans I showed just now. You see, tigers, yeah, tiger. Imagine tiger, Royal Bengal tiger living in a mangrove forest. Yeah, so the larger habitat you have, yeah, the larger it is able to provide home, and not just for the tiger, but it also a nice habitat for the food for the tiger. Yeah, so when we protect this whole area, we are not protecting the plants only. We are actually protecting, yeah, it, yeah, to make it sustainable. So sustainable meaning there are carnivores, there are herbivores, there are microorganisms, yeah. The plants that grow in this area, we will are food for these herbivores, and these are food for this tiger, right? So this is the most important thing. And other areas, yeah, there are a lot of other animals growing in mangrove forests around the world. Yeah, there are elephants, there are lemon shark, there are seafood crocodiles, rays, stingrays, dolphins, sharks, yeah. And they have also jaguar living in American side of mangrove in the American side. But I want to highlight to you this because I know many of you love to eat durian. Yeah, me too. Actually, being Asian, being Southeast Asian, being Malaysian especially, we love to eat durian. But then I want to highlight to you, yeah, the thing that common people won't see, right? So you may wonder when I say if you want to protect your durian, you have to protect mangroves, yeah, and you have to protect bats. A lot of you may like garu kepala now, yeah, scratching your head. How come durian has anything to do with mangrove? Maybe bats, you know about bats because bats are pollinator for durians. So durian, I mean, from what I learned growing up as a boy, I eat durian maybe once or twice a year, maybe around August, September, like that. Yeah, my father will go and buy durian, or some folks in kampong will send some to us, a lot of durian, right, during durian season. So season is the key word there. So before they fruit, they make flowers, right? They make flowers maybe early of the year. So you get fruit in August, September, maybe they fruit in February, March, maybe. Yeah, I don't know for sure. But this is how science works, right? This is how the fruits get pollinated, flowers get pollinated, yeah, and then they make fruits, and then we enjoy the fruit. But then for durian flowers, yeah, they are pollinated by insect bats because durian flowers bloom at night. Yeah, so it's just convenient. Bats come out at night, correct? So at night they will smell, oh, durian flower, durians are blooming now. Let's go feed durian. So while feeding on durian flower, they actually help to pollinate, yeah, to merge the pollen of the female flower and the male flower. Yeah. Yeah, they may not realize this themselves, yeah, but they're very important in pollinating, helping to pollinate durian flowers. Yeah. So by doing that, yeah, durian flower, we enjoy the durian fruit several months later. But then notice when I mentioned season, right? So if bats, they come out at night and expect to eat durian flower only, it's impossible because durian flowers maybe 1 or 2 months a year only, right? So if they only depend or rely on durian flower, what about the other 10 to 12 months, right? So they will die. They will starve. My favorite flower is not there lah. So what they do, they go to mangrove forest because mangrove forest has flower, Soneraceae cassularis, for example, pokok berembang. Also, they bloom at night, even with better smell and better color too, right? So they bloom at night with almost similar pom-pom shape like durian flower also. So very convenient for bats because they hang upside down, right? So they feed on mangrove flowers, soneraceous flower, and then they pollinate. They help to pollinate soneraceous as well. And by depending on other plants like mangrove, bats' survival is maintained, is sustained. So that's why if you want to protect durian, we have to protect mangrove also. Yeah, because this actually protect the survival of the pollinator, which are very important. Yeah. And this is just one connection, mangrove and bats. There are a lot of other hidden secrets in nature that you don't know, that I don't know. And I need friends, scientists to discover and tell us all. Yeah. So this is why learning about nature, learning about ecosystem is very important because you cannot focus on just one thing, in particular. We need to understand the whole landscape, the whole concept, the whole connectivity, if you like. Yeah. Okay, look at this picture. I always showcase this picture because I want to see how people in the crowd think. Yeah, like for example, like if I ask maybe Dr. Javan or I ask Jesu, he will be like, oh, he loves this serenity. They love the nice view, the relaxation, that they can get from this beauty, right? But maybe from if you ask other people like developers, or contractors, who just think of money, right? They say, this place is so boring lah. Let's cut this place and turn into resort or turn into house or hotel, you know. You can make money. No, that's very wrong thinking because if you look at this shot only and in one view, yeah, you will not know a lot about this area and you may end up making bad decisions because half an hour later, this was taken around 6:30, 6:45 p.m. And then when I waited for sundown, it's actually home for millions, maybe billions, of fireflies. You ask yourself, for those of us growing in kampong, right? We saw a lot of fireflies long time ago, but not anymore because, we have light pollution, because it's too bright now everywhere. All areas were cut off, right? So we cannot enjoy this natural phenomena, if you like. So they are there. They are there during daytime, of course. Yeah, but we can only see them during night time when they blink. Yeah, but that's the thing. If we clear this forest just now, we are displacing these insects as well because they cannot grow anywhere. They cannot grow in highlands or in mountains or in cave. No, they require this mangrove forest because there are mangrove trees, there are nice soil, there are nice weather, nice setting for them to eat, for them to lay eggs, for them to mate. So this is important. Why mangrove in particular is important. Yeah. And for those of our friends in Sabah and Sarawak, in Borneo, you must be very familiar with this primate here, this handsome guy here. This is a proboscis monkey. Yeah? So um, it lives in mangrove forest. Imagine if we cut this mangrove forest, where will they go? Yeah, they may be able to adapt like monkeys. They may be able to adapt easier compared to insects, right? Yeah, but then why give them the hard time? Yeah, if we can just protect this area and then help them to survive. Yeah, these are some of the biodiversity. Yeah, the diverse of life that we can find. And of course, ask yourself if you want to have nice seafood, yeah, you will go to coastal town, coastal village. Yeah, people in KL, you go to Kuala Selangor, yeah, you go to Sabak Bernam, you go to Kelang, yeah, to get nice seafood, right? Maybe not that cheap anymore nowadays, yeah, but that's where you get the freshest seafood. Yeah? So meaning, if you protect mangrove, you can actually protect your seafood industry as well. And of course, these are very important area, yeah, for other reptiles, yeah, mammals like pigs, like crocodiles, yeah, like mud skipper, fish, lobster, birds. Oh, of course, birds make mangrove as their R&R. You know about this phenomena, about the migratory bird season. They're coming, by the way. So because it's soon winter in the northern hemisphere, they cannot stand the cold temperature. So what they do for many generations already, they travel. They fly down south because when northern hemisphere winter, Australia and southern hemisphere is summer, right? So they are doing this for many generations already. They fly through, yeah, and then go down south. So especially for this one, yeah, they fly through our country. They fly through Malaysia, yeah, and then that's why we need to protect our mangrove, our wetlands, because they have been doing it for many generations. So this creature here, yeah, they've been following, yeah, for example, the parents, yeah, no, maybe not this kingfisher is native, but blue wing pitta, for example, yeah, they travel, yeah, across the planet, yeah, to get to their hiding place for a while, yeah, during winter. But then so they stop at a lot of R&R. So imagine, yeah, one day they come and then the R&R, their favorite R&R is gone. Right? So they will fly. They keep flying to search for that resting area, yeah, to feed, to get their favorite food, for example. Like you, like all of us, we drive, right? From JB to Perlis, for example. From JB to Kuala Perlis, impossible. Yeah, if we don't stop, for toilet break or makan, minum for a while, it's impossible, right? So we may have our favorite R&R, our favorite nasi lemak, or our favorite teh tarik, right? We stop, yeah, and then we go toilet, we stop to do that. So this is the stopover for many of these migratory birds. So imagine if the whole mangrove in Malaysia is gone, we may record a lot of number of death of birds, yeah, because they are starving, yeah, they are hungry, they are too tired, yeah, to fly, yeah, because they cannot find their favorite R&R. So these are some of the risks. You may not see this, yeah, because a lot of people don't care, yeah, but we must care, yeah. Lions and leos and life members must care about this, yeah. And then not just animals. Look at this picture. This is very near to the Datuk Javan's kampung. Yeah. Look at this. Even in this picture alone, you can see diverse types of plants already, right? So this is what I mentioned just now. If you want to restore mangrove, possibly in this area, we need to plant the suitable plants, yeah, here. But then if we are targeting this area, let's say like this area being cut like a half. So we have to understand this area. What's the cause of disturbance? What are the suitable species to grow in this area? Same goes here. Yeah. If we plant, it may not be suitable because it's eroded. Maybe the sediment is too soft. Yeah. So let's see what naturally, yeah, grown trees here. Then we may be able to assist, yeah, to help in growing this mangrove forest, yeah. So this is simple ecology, yeah. So having one area, we're not only protecting that habitat, not protecting us humans living at the back, we're actually giving home for plants, for animals, and for other creatures to grow, yeah. And then we also can give beautiful view, beautiful scenery, yeah, for everyone, to enjoy. Yeah. And then also mangrove, this is a typical view also. If you look at this, yeah, from the coast to the center there, You notice in Malaysia, Peninsula Malaysia, we have this Banjaran Titiwangsa, and in Sabah and Sarawak, we have Banjaran Crocker, yeah, and of course the mountain, the highlands. These are all actually backbones of our lands. Yeah, so from this backbone, actually, rivers are created. You see, rivers flow. Yeah, from this. Yeah, it could be just one source of water. Maybe a pool up there, or I mean, yeah, a lot of water sources coming from this top. Yeah, they flow. So they flow. They create river for hundreds and thousands and millions of years. Also, this process. Yeah, it flows. Yeah, flow until the ocean. So while flowing, yeah, this river, they actually carry water, as you know. They carry pollutants, natural pollutant, they carry sediment, they carry nutrient, a lot of other things. Yeah, but the point is they keep the things, yeah, they keep the ecosystem balance, yeah, by doing this. Yeah, river flows just now, like I show you why river meanders. Yeah, because they slow down the water to irrigate the land. That's why we know, yeah, delta area is very fertile. Yeah, because they have nutrient, they're naturally irrigated by water. Okay, so that's balance. Long time ago, it was balance. Yeah, they have this much mangrove, they have this much pollutant in the river. Yeah, they have enough water to flow. But nowadays, think of that. Yeah, think of it. Yeah, we build houses. Yeah, we build agriculture area. We build factory. We are putting a lot of things in the river now, and then all of this pollutant flow, and then they go to the mangrove. And now we cut mangrove. Mangrove is smaller, getting smaller compared to 100, 200 years ago. So there is already imbalance. You see, all this nutrient coming, they settle in mangrove before they flush clean water into the ocean. But now, with extra load and then with less deposit area, how can the balance be reached? So this needs to be thought also. We must think of this. Yeah, we must think of this properly. So not just focusing on mangrove planting here, a lot of things we can do here also. They stop pollution, stop polluting our rivers, manage our waste properly. Yeah, because by protecting mangrove, we are also protecting other habitats that I mentioned earlier. And by protecting mangrove also, we are protecting land, yeah, from any disaster coming from ocean. You see? Like I can enter mangrove, you can enter mangrove from land, for example. You can enter from boats. Yeah, take boats. You can use the river to go to the mangrove downstream. People from Europe, for example, a long time ago that colonized Malaysia, colonized Asia, they come to the tropics and they realize, hey, there's a forest living next to the ocean. They don't have that in Europe, right? And of course, we can access mangrove from space. So the point I want to show here is not just me or you, yeah, entering this very friendly habitat, but actually they are also exposed, yeah, to disturbances coming from all angles. So that's why I say they are very fragile. They are very friendly, but they're very fragile at the same time. Yeah, because we have been using their resources for a long, long time. We know, yeah, because that's why if we want to protect our fisheries industry, we must protect mangrove because all of these fishes, yeah, maybe 75, 80% of these fishes, they need coastal area to lay their eggs. And maybe 60 to 75% of their lives are actually spent in mangrove forests. When they are big enough, they will move to the ocean. So this is important. People think, oh, we have to push for fishing industry, giving more boats, giving bigger engine, giving petrol subsidy and whatnot. But actually, we have to protect here. Yeah, we have to protect mangrove because all the fishes actually require this, yeah, to grow, yeah, to lay their eggs. So that's why if we push for this support, but this is not supported, we will still not get the balance. Yeah. Okay. So a little bit of history, maybe I skip this one, yeah, but I just want to show to you that how humans have depended on these resources for a long, long time. If you notice, yeah, we stopped being nomad, yeah, we set up all our towns and cities, yeah, majority are all located on the coastline. Yeah, I know many branches, maybe many chapters of lions occur in everywhere around the country. But I can see bigger teams, yeah, bigger, stronger, powerful teams are actually located on coastal area because this is higher population. This is where you get, yeah, bigger cities, yeah, mainly capital cities, yeah, all located on coastline, yeah. See, business cities all on coastline, Sabah and Sarawak too. So that's a challenge. Yeah, we are growing. Yeah, Malaysia is growing. Yeah, we want to become developed nation, and then we are getting more and more people. Yeah, population is getting higher and higher. So we don't want to actually challenge nature because we started off our kampong, yeah, before it becomes a town, before it becomes a city. Yeah, we started off that kampong, yeah, because of the resources, but now we are exploiting it to the extent, to the point that it may jeopardize us. Why I say that? Because just now, like I said, the whole stretch of mangrove forest can be beneficial to all of us, the villagers. But now, when we allow this to happen, we only make a handful of people rich, yeah, to enjoy this area. Yeah, people, community now cannot get udang, cannot get sotong. Yeah, very little because the space is taken when we allow this. Yeah, and then aquaculture ponds, yeah, they cannot be efficient after 6, 8, 10 years. No, they will stop being efficient because too much nutrient, right? So they have to move. They find somewhere else to exploit, and then they leave this place abandoned. That's wrong also because you're leaving this area to be encroached by maybe, yeah, squatters and maybe diseases, yeah, pests, yeah, other things will take over this and turning in this into a very unhealthy area. And you must remember, aquaculture ponds, before you make pond, they will treat the soil. They correct, they dig out and they lime it, to make it suitable for nursery, for ponds. But in essence, they don't need mangrove soil to make that pond. It's just convenient. They can get water from here, from river, from ocean, and then they can push, out the polluted water into the river. They can actually build this pond in the city. They can have this in KL, but it's not convenient because they have to like pull water too far, right? So that's why I say it's just regulation. We need law, strong law to stop allowing this. And then the worst thing is that I mentioned just now, why they are known as our climate proxy, climate protect. Carbon sequester. Now, by doing this, we are turning ourselves into, from being a champion to absorb carbon, because of the huge mangrove we have, to now being the polluter of carbon. You see, all of the carbon being stored in mangrove, because there are trees growing and that area is protected, not disturbed. So they keep absorbing. But when we cut mangrove trees, the ability to absorb carbon dioxide is gone. That's one. And then when we correct, when we dig out, we are actually digging out all the carbon that has been stored for many hundreds and thousands of years. So ask your chemist friends. I hope there are some in this group. Yeah, chemistry, right? Basic chemistry, right? So carbon, C, especially for, volatile carbon, So when they are exposed to oxygen, imagine oxygen in the atmosphere, right? C plus O2, right? So you will get CO2 again. So all of this carbon that has been stored, it will be oxidized. They will be oxygenated, if you like. C becomes CO2 again. We cannot see this. That's why we need better explanation, maybe through cartoons or animation, or maybe other friends here can help to educate a lot of people. Because gas we breathe in and out every day, we cannot see, right? But if you know how valuable this gas exchange, you will pay. You have to save to pay for this. Imagine how valuable. So it's the same here. We are actually polluting by cutting. We are polluting. We are putting carbon dioxide again, and it's not balanced. We are not absorbing carbon. We are actually releasing carbon if we allow this. And this is worse. No more restriction, no more control. This is bad. And mind you, this is an intertidal area, like I mentioned just now. Yeah, tides come in and out, in and out. Imagine this kind of development. Tides come in and out every day in mangrove forests. So if we allow this kind of development, we are actually allowing ourselves, yeah, to be hit, to be attacked by disasters. We're basically welcoming disasters. So that's why I say before making decision, especially for all of us who are in charge, who have the power, yeah, over land, over management of land, we must think for nature. We must think for ourselves. You see, like if we allow this, imagine pesticide, herbicide, insecticide in this area will flow when it rains, not just rain, and when it floods as well. So imagine all of this go into our fish, our seafood, and we are eating them. Yeah. Then imagine when you allow this kind of development, when disaster happens, of course you will be asked to compensate. So we can save a lot of money, yeah, giving compensation, yeah, by stopping, yeah, stop allowing this kind of development. Yeah. Yeah, this is a intertidal area, like I mentioned again. So if you build physical area like that just now, any development, the water still wants to reach. Yeah, this is made worse by wave. Yeah, so imagine wave coming, yeah, with strong winds, with high tide. What you will get? You will get erosion. Yeah. So when it's actually us, the human, we build physical environment that actually leads to further erosion. Yeah. Erosion. It's not just the trees gone, but the whole soil gone. Yeah. Everything living on it will be gone. So you will expect worse. That's why we see already houses in water. Yeah. In on our west coast of peninsula, we see school. Yeah. In the water already now. Yeah. Houses in water already. And then managing land. So you may heard, maybe you grow up in the US in the 60s, 70s. Yeah, you heard the tagline saying wetlands are wastelands. It's no longer right. Yeah. So I'm surprised if in Malaysia we still treat wetlands as wasteland. It's very wrong. So I see this a lot in the whole country. So we must stop allowing this. Yeah. Help. If you are a local lion chapters, branches in anywhere on coastal area, identify this and stop this from going on. Yeah. Because if although you manage your waste properly, yeah, you throw in your waste paper bin, yeah, where it takes, yeah, where the municipality takes your waste is another challenge. So if you throw, this is a tropical country, we have heavy rain. If you throw your plastic outside your window, it will flow into a drain. It will flow, drain flows into channels, into rivers, and goes to mangrove again. See, it displaces, yeah, water displaces, and this is what you get. Yeah, imagine just now I told you the fruits, yeah, the baby tree grow on parent trees. So they release it. How to grow, how to take root if you have this kind of waste. And I know this happens all throughout Malaysian coastline. Yeah, in all mangrove forests, in beaches, in all lah, basically. You go to any coastal village from Kukup, yeah, from Tanjung Piai up to Kuala Perlis, yeah, on west coast, go to east coast, go to West Malaysia, East Malaysia, you find this everywhere. We have to fix this. Yeah. Otherwise, see, the turtle is feeding on this, and you remember this dramatic incident, yeah, the straw things, yeah, this plastic spoon get into the turtles. Nets, yes, turtles stuck in nets. If we don't manage our waste, dugong manatee will die. And I don't know whose cotton bud this is. Yeah, you throw, and then this seahorse. Yeah, they feed on seagrass, right? They normally the tail will curl into seagrass, but now they got confused. Yeah, and yeah, these things are happening. These are jeopardizing our natural environment. So what do we need to do? Okay, the last 5 minutes of my 3 minutes of my talk. What we need to do is we protect. Okay, whatever you can do, we protect. all of you can do is to convince your state authority to protect all the mangroves that you have along your coastline. Because you may see forest, mangrove forest, but it's actually not a protected forest. So what you need to do collectively, not just go and buy mangrove baby to plant, no. You go and convince your authority, your MB, your EXCO, hey, let's protect this mangrove lah. You check first. Is this a forest reserve? Is this a state park? No. Go. This is your opportunity to actually gain some credits as well. You can be known as, oh, you're the one initiating the protection of this particular habitat. And then go find out any abandoned aquaculture pond. This can be done by all of you. Any chapter, you can go. Talk to your fisheries department, talk to your LKIM, talk to your district office. Hey, how come got abandoned aquaculture pond there? Hey, we must change this into mangrove forest. These are some of the things that you can do. This is an example of local community in Kuala Selangor. They chase out contractor coming in illegally. Imagine, clear this area, build pond. So the whole kampung came together. Hello, kick out all of these guys, and they came together. Hey, okay, let's replant. So they managed without any engineering solution. You can still see the area, they see the ponds. And then again, don't do this. Don't plant mangrove in beach area or seagrass area or coral reef. That's wrong. Yeah, what's the aim here? You don't want to build a rubber estate here or mangrove estate. No, a beach should be beach. People come to recreate, to enjoy beach, right? Mandi on weekends or everyday beach ourselves. But not turn this area into mangrove. So we have to ask this question. So that's why I requested for the 20 to share this guideline. I hope all of you can scan your QR code now. To the because there's not English version only. We already have published the Bahasa Indonesia one. We also have published it in other languages, Arab, Spanish, a couple more languages. So please look at this before you start planning for any restoration activities. Yeah, and of course, Alliance, Leo are community-based service NGO, but local community at that particular site must also be involved. So whatever you are initiating, not just among Lions, but if you're targeting one kampung, coastal village, get the kampung folks to join as well. Because when you leave, if you're not part of the kampung, you can have them to be your eyes and ears. But of course, the authorities also, you need to get to get the understanding of the status of the land. Yeah, go read that guideline just now. You will get step-by-step advice on how to do this. Yeah. Because in the end, we want to get all of these. Yeah, carbon is just one aspect lah, huge aspect. Yeah, more, and then we need this to discuss. Separately lah. These are some of the other things that you can do, because I know Lions involve. The members are range from maybe ecologists like me to maybe business people, technologies. Right? We can actually pool resources. Lions can do that. Get together all your expertise, yes, sponsors, supporters, to produce technologies. For example, you see, you can build drones that can do precision planting, or precision monitoring, not just planting. Don't think about plant only. Think about monitoring the area. I remember discussing with Mr. Jesu as well on how can we use technology to monitor the health of mangrove forests, for example. So this is your chance, Lions and Leos, and life as well. Come together to do all of this. And of course, I know many of your members are actually politicians too. Take this opportunity, learn from this grassroots group, and turn it into strong and brainy policies, I would say. Turn into a friendly and eco-centric policies, because we need this. We don't just need a lot of us speaking, but then when it comes to law and regulation, zero. That's not good, So thank you again to Lions, Life, and Leos watching today, because what I'm doing here today with all of you is to give just little knowledge. Imagine my 21 plus years of studying mangrove. I cannot do it in 1.5 hours. I see Datuk Javan already like sending me alert, time out, time up. So it is actually changing your perception, because from the, yeah, gaining knowledge to change your perception, and in the end, yeah, for you to make better decision. Yeah. And then it's not just the work of scientists, like me, but it's also involve all of you. Yeah, I know some of you fall in some of these boxes. You can play part of this. This also require maybe one lecture lah, to discuss. Okay. So what you can do, one way is gather in between, amongst you, Lions, and plan like a very strategic nationwide or regional wide strategy on how to do this, how you can make bigger impact. I mean, a national impact, if you like, original impact. You change maybe policy. You change the way the country, maybe Malaysia becomes the next country that pledge to protect all of their mangrove. We can, because Lions is the largest NGO, Lions Service NGO. We can actually strategically influence all states, like, okay, let's tackle MB Perlis, MB Kelantan, MB Johor sampai Perlis. We get them, sit them with us, convince them, hey, you see, this is what you can do as an MB. This is what you can do as an environment exco. Right? I cannot do it alone. I've tried, and it's impossible. So this is where we can work together, okay? So that's me looking at all of you. Yeah, although I'm looking at you now on screen, but there are actually photos of you looking, photo of me looking back also. Yeah, this is how I put it in diagram, where mangrove is central, connecting all of these habitats. Yeah, and of course, ultimately, all of us, yeah, Malaysian, we want to achieve sustainability, but it's not just tying ourselves to 2030. This is wrong. Yeah. If you notice also, when you protect mangrove, you are answering all 17 SDGs, if you notice, yeah. From my slides alone, from my lectures alone, you didn't realize, you protect this, protect mangrove, you provide food, yeah, minimize poverty down to gaining partnership, yeah, through my mangrove just now, the one I mentioned, and then through collaboration with Lions and Leos and Life, of course, yeah. All right. So that's the end of my lecture. I'm sorry to like take extra 5-10 minutes. So this is just to connect all of you with me. On the left is you can get more information, some of the readings, some of the articles, of some of the details of my research. And on the right is where we collaborate through my mangrove. So you can like be part of this, both of these, to gain more information.